As you know, we recently struck Nigeria and largely ended the slaughter of great Christian populations. They have a great Christian population. They were being butchered. Thousands and thousands of people were being killed. Children, women, old people, just being slaughtered, hatched to death. They know that if they go further, the attack will be far greater, and that they don't want to really get involved anymore so much. You know, we hit them very hard. We knocked out their leader. We knocked out their second leader and their third leader. Sounds a little bit like Iran, actually. That's all about a different cause that we have to do, because we cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon. Can't let it happen. So I'm saving Christians throughout the world, even though we are not in those various countries where you read about this. But they'd like to make our country just like those countries. That's where they started. They started right where we are right now. But I'm saving them by hitting these terrorists very violently and very hard. We're hitting them very hard by the greatest weapons on earth, taking them out. We know where they are. We hunt them down and we take them out. Think of it. They go into a village and they just kill everybody. It's like crazy. They will close your churches in this country. They go communist, and they're trying to. They will kill your people, and that's what they're about. They want to end religion.
Good afternoon, Biafrans across the world. We are live here at the capital city, here in Washington, D.C. This morning, I had the privilege, at my capacity as the new appointed new head of Directorate of States and the fourth administration. I want to give my gratitude to Onyendu Mazi Nnamdikanu, who has deemed it, who has bestowed upon me this sacred duty. And I'm here, and I promise all Biafrans that I will serve you with the utmost integrity, and I will restore hope to the struggle, and I will do my best. But I want to tell you all today, after attending this conference this morning, I have hope. This is the best time to be a Biafran, with the valuable and credible support from the group, especially Avid that sponsored the event today. I also want to extend my sincere appreciation to Sunrise. I want to express my sincere greetings to Rising Sun, and also to ambassadors of self-determination. This group has, they are very credible. Their advisory role, the step they have taken for Igbo is, I can tell you, it's beyond words. So that's why I have said this time, as the leadership is extended to America, I am going to be the last administration of POS to Biafra countries. Thank you.
Because others have questions. So I'm I came from Boston, Massachusetts. I'm in Chekuri from the coastal. So my question is, Nnamdikanu is in prison in Sokoto, and we keep hearing all this, his effort to get him out. He's there. And then, I'm a very pragmatic person, and I speak my mind. This woman, this Fulani woman in the United Nations, suppressing this struggle, what's her name? Amina Mohammed. What effort is being made to bring to the world that this woman is suppressing Nnamdikanu? She's the reason why he's there. And she's suppressing this struggle. And Christians have been killed. Biafrans have been subjected. We want to get out. So
Yes, there seems to be so much jubilation from Biafran faithfuls, saying that the new DOS, Chris Nwagu, is working well, because there was a press club meeting that happened in Washington yesterday that had in attendance Mike Arnold, Alex Bebe that came to Nigeria, the missionary, and also a member of the Israeli representative was also there. Do you think Biafra is gaining this much momentum that is needed for it to come?
I think that's a personal, very big decision by nnamdikanu to look inwards and decided to reshuffle the DOS. The DOS is the engine room of the IPOB movement, and you can see the Israeli-American alliance in that regard. If you look at that alliance very well, it's getting deeper and deeper every day. With the US and Israeli diplomats coming together to engage, the US Congress on the issue of how possible to recognize Biafra and possibly, look at the issues of Nigeria currently now. It's a well-done fact that the new DOS, Chris Nwogu, the U.S. representative, and who happens to be the head of the new DOS, I think this should be his first assignment, and a very overwhelming and very encouraging, successful outing. I must give it to Chris Nwogu, and of course the kind of caliber of men he was able to assemble in that summit where we have the American and the Israelis coming together to deliberate on the issue of Biafra. But one thing that is very significant there is that Biafra is going to have a very smooth takeoff as a nation, and we can also hear that the Israeli government too, by second week of thereabout of July, will be having a final conclusion. And we also learned that there is already a possible plan to inaugurate and establish a Biafran embassy in Jerusalem. Nobody's going to stop that. It's a welcome development, I can tell you that. And the thing is gaining momentum every day. nnamdikanu, in his wisdom, has added another value to that struggle. I always say that this fourth, DOS leaders are the ones that are going to, finally have Biafra vetted and recognized by the international community. If you see the line, what these men are saying about nnamdikanu and what they are saying about Biafra, you know that there's no too much time left for what the world is expecting to happen any moment from now. Nigeria has been broken down into pieces. I can tell you that anybody that is telling you that Nigeria is existing as a nation is just making mockery of the reality on ground. We cannot continue, whether state police or no state police. The fact is that state police cannot stop infiltration. State police, and in a situation, in a type of society where we have, everything it seems to be corrupted. Instead of Nigerian government going holistically on the issue of what Ojukwu actually talked about, which is confederation. I can tell you that state police is going to fail in Nigeria, and it's going to fail woefully. Anything that does not encourage total Aburi agreement in Nigeria is not going to be very successful, and it will not be successful. And that is why at every point in time they give Nigerian government options to put their hearts together and see how they are going to avoid imminent collapse and breakup of this country. But it seems that they are still playing cosmetic to issues surrounding how to drive Nigeria to a more prosperous nation. Everybody seems to be losing hope, and we cannot continue in that direction. And that is why you have seen at every move you see the momentum growing globally. You see the momentum growing around the international community. You see the advancement that is coming up from. I always say that we do not need any other country. All we need, either it comes from Israel, either it comes from America, we are good to go. But this two nations. We have been deliberating on this issue for some time now. It's not a joke. Anybody that's telling you it's not a joke, something significant must happen about this country very soon. And there's no way about it. Do you know why America keep on enlightening the global community on the development of Nigeria? Nobody, it should not take anybody surprise. It should not take any nation by surprise. EU should not be surprised. ECOWAS should not be surprised. Europe should not be surprised of what Americans are talking about at this present time. And the only option to that is what the Israeli parliament is about to conclude now. And not only concluding that, they are moving ahead too by allocating, establishing a Biafran embassy. And when you talk about that, it means that everything about diplomatic engagement and proof of a nation that is about to birth is very realizable. They cannot be going up to that extent if there's no plan to recognize Biafra. These are the signs of what is going to come. You can see now how active the current DOS is now under Chris Wogu. You can see how powerful it is. This is the first assignment, and it has made a global headline. And I must say, well, a big thank you to nnamdikanu, who has seen looking forward and has able to come up with a more proactive, GOS in that regard.
All right. So, how do you think the Nigerian government will react to these developments as it stands? Because on the Nigerian government position, they don't want Biafra, isn't it?
It's not for them to determine unless they were not sincere by themselves. Self-determination is part of the agenda. Nigeria is signatory to it. And every Nigerian wants to be, self-determined. There's no Nigeria. In the absence of that, then there's no nation, there's no country. Most of them does not believe in Nigerian unity today can attest to it that Nigeria has been sabotaged by Nigeria. So on that point now, people are seeking for regional power, and people are seeking for self-determination. So which they cannot deny. It is not a privilege, it is a right. And because of the corrupt system in Nigeria, actually the reason why they removed referendum from the Nigerian constitution, all was targeted on the Biafran quest. But today, it has gone beyond what they think. Like I told you, in Nigeria, Sunday Jackson was overpowered by a Nigerian government. But today, a superior power came in and freed the same Sunday Jackson Nigerian government has condemned. You can see all the manipulation, all the lobbying, trying to get American government to their side, which was thoroughly exposed. How much they have lobbied, they have put down almost $150 million to make sure the US Congress does not discuss anything about Biafra. But they keep on discussing it. So it tells you that a superior power definitely is going to intervene on the issue. That is very clear. Just like Moore said, that after the British government themselves are saying it very clearly that after 100 years, there's a document to back that, there's a clause to back it up. So what is the big deal about disintegration? Nigeria does not want it because they want a unanimous Islamization of this country, and which has been rejected by Biafrans, by the majority of Christians in Nigeria. So one of the reasons why I told you that it's going to be possible is that if you look at the new British Prime Minister now, and the Boham, he's a pro-Christian Prime Minister. Let me, if he is finally, confirmed, let me put it that way, and there's no two ways about it, it's going to be confirmed, and he's not going to throw the line of the former predecessor, Kestama. You understand? So that's the fact. Then secondly, on the other side, we are seeing more Christian prime ministers, more Christian, presidents emerging from Europe, from different parts of the country, because of the Islamic threat globally. And you can see at a point, the Israeli foreign minister of affairs, who happens to be, one of the reputable voices within the United Nations and all that, has made it very clearly that Israel will continue to seek for allies, and that Biafra is one of the allies that are hopefully to become part of, the Israel diplomatic circle at the end of the day. And on that note now, that is why you see under the foreign committee of the Knesset Parliament, you are seeing them almost concluding, on the part of documentation and legislation on the conclusion of Biafra. And that is why they are taking time to make it more official, so that at any point, nobody will be able to counter it. So you can see right here, also on that part, and making sure that everything is steaming, right there in Jerusalem. And you can see the newly appointed Chris Wogu also, are trying to rally out the congressmen and to keep on pushing in that direction. And it's a big win for nnamdikanu, I can tell you. And that is why the federal government has suspended this appeal. There's a reason why federal government suspended that appeal, or playing hacking party about nnamdikanu's appeal. It is very clear. If they take that appeal to court, nnamdikanu will defeat them. If we continue to keep nnamdikanu in Sokoto prison, it will attract more powerful global intervention, and which Nigeria will lose automatically. So the best option is what Tinubu is trying to push, in terms of trying to negotiate with nnamdikanu. And that negotiation, from what we gathered in that report, is that nnamdikanu rejected it in total. And that is why you see for some time now, the issue of nnamdikanu's appeal has been suspended. And remember, the U.S. Congress has also mandated Marco Rubio, who happens to be the Secretary of State to Donald Trump, to engage Bola Ahmed Tinubu on how they fraudulently manipulated the judiciary to use a repeat law to sentence nnamdikanu to Sokoto prison. And another revelation that actually came on board was a very surprising one. Unknown to Nigeria, Alex Babi was, I will not say it was a spy. He came into Nigeria quietly and moved to the flash zones, highly volatile areas in the north, and was able to have and the report and analysis of what is actually playing on. And even what I told the whole world, how Nigerian government we are compromising insecurity in Nigeria, targeting Christians at that matter. It was a testimony. He made a speech. He spoke on the Biafra platform that has Mike Arnold, the Israeli delegates in that forum, which everybody can see. It was Benjamin that ordered those delegates from Jerusalem to be part of that, summit that just took place in the United States of America just a few days ago. And Alex Babi was present there, and they were able to have on the spot, a testimony or revelation of somebody who experienced what is actually going on in Nigeria before it was threatened, and the U.S. government decided to move him out of, Nigerian soil.
So finally, what will you tell Biafran faithful and Biafran hopeful?
Well, the jubilation that is about to unveil, is definitely going to surprise a lot of people around the world. Like I tell you, American allies are there, and Israel has their own allies too. And they are looking at that direction. We have Somaliland on the side of Israel and other allies too. And the next one they are building upon is Biafra. And Biafra is going to be an ally of Israel. There's no two ways about it. Because any moment from now, the Israeli government are able to pronounce the recognition of Biafra. That is the end. Israel is the world superpower. And look at what they said. There are less than 10 million people. And they can, this country, they can smash it in less than 24 hours. I can tell you, nothing will happen. So once they issue a statement, it is final, and nobody can, I think we have had enough of this unfortunate entity called Nigeria, and it is time for them to face the reality. If they fail to return to Aburi, then forceful breakup will become an option, and that is what the global world is looking at, including the United States of America.